God, I was trying to grab that.
That man put a precision airstrike up here, bro. The fuck you just shoot me with? Yo, you got a... Yo, this man got a crossbow. This the guy that I seen. Faggot.
Looking at my spot.
A little bit different. Takes a little getting used to.
Some of those updates are trash, dude.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
The loadout fucking thing, like just the way they highlight that shit is trash.
The way they change the menus when you open the fucking buy station.
Fucking stupid.
Yeah.
Dude, the way it doesn't highlight, you can't see what's highlighted.
Fucking
like, what is wrong with these fucking people, man? How do you not have a guy who's like, highlight the fucking thing on there?
But Stewie goes to buy a loadout last night and buys a UAV.
It's hard to see. You get
but
totally
it's not
lost.
Hold on, the UAV's in the middle. Maybe if he bought a fucking ammo box, like an armor box, I could see that because it's right above it.
It doesn't help that every time you open up the goddamn thing, it's lagging.
Could have been what happened when I thought I had your name.
Shut up, Mason.
I mean, it's not highlighted.
Dude, it just lights up the words a slightly brighter shade of blue. It's very hard to see.
We can all complain about it, and hear me out, and this is where I think we really should be better about, is we can try to pay more attention.
Dude, I haven't got fucked on it once.
Me neither.
I have.
I'm just saying, it's ridiculous.
I haven't either. I agree.
You have to look at it.
I agree. I agree with that 100%, Fly. A useless time waste.
I would like to just, if I had like a Make-A-Wish Foundation situation or something like that, I would spank every single fucking employee at this company. One big fucking slap in their ass. And I would make it sexual.
With the men, huh?
Yep, I can tell you right now, this will be my last and every time ever playing with you, Fly. And I would like to go and make that duly noted. I don't care. Shut your face, kill yourself, and let's start this game. Join up so we can start this game, because it's going to be my last time.
Oh my god.
You don't want to get on your bad side.
I'm going to have to ask you to be quiet.
So Fly gives no comms?
No. Matter of fact, nigga, mute me. You talk to them, you mute me. Fuck this.
But you'll still be able to hear him unless you mute him. You'll still be able to hear him.
Okay, alright. Just, hey, you should never say that.
Yo, don't mute me.
You fucked up.
Why we're gonna have mute me like that, dude?
Whoa. Nigga, why you sound like you better bust some Ted? Man, you better suck that shit up, nigga. What's wrong with you? Shut up, white man. I didn't say speak. I just said listen. Stop being a crybaby and play the game.
Now, why are we bringing his race into it?
Cause he's being white, and I'm gonna need him not to be so white.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Fly, try to be a little bit less white.
Look, it's hard. Well, first of all, I'm not white. That's true to everybody.
Fly, that's true. Fly is actually not white.
Then what are you? Retarded?
No, he's Hispanic.
Ain't no fucking way. That fake ass Hispanic, right? Great value Hispanic.
My grandparents are from Portugal.
Portugal. Yeah, he's Portuguese. Yeah.
That's a goddamn lie.
What's your...
No, that's
never mind, Fly. Let's not say that over open stream.
What?
I was gonna ask what their last name was. One of my
legit
one of the guys that I booked with.
Check your gear and weapons. We go, sir.
This motherfucker got a mustache like he finna shoot up a school.
It's the most common one?
It's the less common one.
Oh, okay.
Like, I don't know anyone else. I do have this, one time I typed my name into Twitter to see if anyone else had my name on Twitter, And it was like it's like this gay bodybuilder guy who takes these pictures of him with no shirt off in the mirror. So every once in a while, I follow him. He's got a locked account. And every once in a while, he's like fucking pictures of him. He's swole though, dude. He's looking big, dog. Like, he's looking real big.
Yep, muted.
There's his family's got a crest and shit in Portugal. He's got it on a fucking.
The casted his rod, threw his line out, waited for the bobber to drop, and reeled him in. Rank 'em.
I did mute him, by the way.
That's fucked up, dog.
So he can still hear you.
I don't give a damn.
But you just can't hear him.
Yep.
I don't know, that may be warm as shit. We may not want to do those.
Yeah, can we be smart about this one? Let's drop in a smart spot, a little ways away, uninhabited, recon on the edge, not running for our lives too bad.
Like that?
Yeah, that's not terrible. Given where the circle is and the flight path, I like the one on the purple marker the best. So I vote for further.
Alright, let's do it.
We got
Fly, my buddy got a fat ass promotion at work today, man.
Oh, yeah?
driving you fly.
Yeah. The guy that I went and saw down in Texas, who was the DC of the state championship team, he got a head coaching position at a brand new school and assistant athletic director. So he's, head dick in charge. Somebody coming here for this fucking recon with me? Or they're going to the chopper?
There's people landing.
No, they're fucking here on the recon right here with me.
People landing from.
I had to drop low. They was breaking my armor.
Nothing here.
Move to the next area. Protect the perimeter.
Dropping right on it.
They're all in there. They're stacked up in that
Hunt the
whole
enemies
area.
before they hunt.
There's no fucking nothing to get here either. They're in the same building.
What? Yo, you gotta be kidding me. Dude, what? Yo, what was that? I didn't even know there was a person running towards me. I thought it was a big ass bush.
If they survive, they'll rejoin you.
Alright, so chopper team is not the same team, I guess.
That chopper team coming to you?
No, I thought they were.
You're okay, right? You're not firing at chopper.
Oh, they got me. He got so lucky. Oh, to the right, to the right. He's actually probably gonna finish me at the angle. You're fucked. You're fucked. He's in this house.
This game is so bogus.
I think we're fucked either way. I got around the wall.
Moving in.
Trying real hard to stay alive.
Ain't no time to bleed. Come on.
Fuck either way.
Yep. Yeah. Aiden fucking
Welcome
hates
to
it,
the
man.
gulag. If you survive, you earn your freedom.
Who's Aiden?
He's like the best.
That's why the little kids hate it, huh?
They don't like it because of the elevation.
Stay sharp. You'll be out there
Find
soon.
yourself always running into teams with higher ground.
You're up next. Ready up.
Oh, that's fucking life, man. Figure it out.
But yeah, I don't know.
Fight your
I
way
learned,
out,
but
and you return to the front line.
Side stuff,
Lose,
so-
and you're finished.
Yeah. The glitch
Fight your
stop
way out of
problems?
it.
Our
Capture
problems.
the objective.
Let's see, buddy. I'm sorry.
There's a team on purple fly.
Okay.
Team Teammate
Planning on dying out
redeploying
there
to
on
the
that
AO.
beach?
Now I'm gonna loot up the beach, like line, to like up here on this little enclave. Bunch of houses right here. I'm gonna try to get to. There's a bunch of like shit in these little terrace things.
How you feel there? Fly? Boxes?
Yeah.
Coming to you.
Got a res here.
Car inbound, car inbound. You got out? He saw me here? Oh. Yeah.
I got movement.
I could use some help, bud.
Hey, that's hot. Slack that armor.
Chopper team. Fuck, this gun had 7 rounds in it. You shooting at the chopper?
Yeah. Stupid. Come back.
Scrap the contract. It's over.
They're weak.
I know him.
What's out?
Got another guy up here.
Contact.
You can't prone in the water.
One down. In the water, one down.
Right here on me, on me. Oh.
Down.
Drop on the cliff. There's 2. One's got no shield.
Taking fire.
Pops.
Contact.
I finished 2 of them.
Had him already. That's dead already.
Buy me back.
Oh shit.
I'm available now.
I
I'm
think
about to
you
have a
should be
loadout
back.
in a second.
I killed myself in front of him, so I could.
I know you should be back already though, right?
Yeah, I'm back.
Gas is inbound.
Yeah, we should have a loadout now. You should be able to get a loadout.
Yeah, grab that bitch and throw that bitch. We're getting a free one right here anyway.
Loadout drop headed your way.
Yep, right here. Two.
There's 2.
Where's the fuck?
Bertha with the Mosty. No, the whole team's right here on the chopper.
Come here.
Headed your way.
I'm too late. I'm already on the
We
ground.
ain't right.
Oh,
I'm in front of the in front of the ground. He's like right over here somewhere.
I got movement.
He's like right over here somewhere.
Oh shit.
He's not great. Not great.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming to you.
Contact.
I'm getting that other loadout. You got the cover when you get the guns.
dude dropping right there.
Dude, it's not good. I juked him out.
No, they're just gonna sit up there. They're not gonna move.
Ground. Moving.
Nice fly.
By the chopper?
Well, they're not moving.
I'm going up there.
He's up there to pick him up? He's behind the box?
Oh yeah, okay. There's one up there where the helicopter is.
There's 2. He's getting
I'm gonna
picked
go.
up. Yeah.
I'm gonna go around to the other side. See if I can't grab some SMG on the way. What a queer. No SMG.
What's
I
good?
can drop you some.
I'm too late. Oh, yeah. I'll take it, Mac. I didn't know you were close. Chopper leaving.
Still one on there. Careful.
Still one on there. Where you at, Mac?
Dude, it just blacked me out, dude. It kicked me out. Connection to the server has been lost.
Welcome to PC.
Oh my god.
Who's shooting at us, Mac? Get inside this building. Let's go.
It's right here.
I know, come on.
Oh, whoa, there's no way I threw that Molotov up there and killed both of them.
On top of this building?
Yeah, on top of this building, bro.
I was coming up for him.
Oh my god. That's so crazy.
Me on
How the
door.
fuck do you get up?
Found it right here.
Yeah.
Where I Brandon man? Right here in the corner. Yes, sir. Give me all of that. Talk to me nice. Precision.
Hey,
Why'd you let me?
throw me some change. Who didn't hit that loadout yet? The second loadout yet?
Me.
Hey, Fly lagged out.
Yeah, give me a little bit more.
Yeah, he black screen.
I wasn't paying attention to what I was doing.
Black screen. That's my first black screen.
Yeah, it's rare,
Mac.
but it's annoying when it happens.
Yeah.
Where you at?
But not your
I'm
first black
underneath
guy.
that.
Okay, let's go to that loadout where you bought that, or to that buy station, and let's get selfies, and let's get you your loadout.
Yeah, there's a buy station up top right here.
I gotta go up top here. I gotta go. Well, no, I guess the other one disappeared whenever Fly hit it. I don't know.
Yeah, it's gone.
That's weird though, because it shouldn't have been. Because I hit the low one.
You hit this one already?
Yeah, I hit
Yeah,
the
I
low
didn't even hit the low one.
Oh, you must have hit the top one then, Mac.
No, I didn't, because I can't hit the low one.
I'm confused.
I'm going back up. No, I'm
Drop your change,
saying,
Bill, saying, oh, I got
You're on the
something,
right
never mind.
no, you definitely hit the top one, Mac. It doesn't disappear unless you hit it.
No, look, man. I'm standing here trying to pick it up. Won't let me pick it up.
You've already hit
How
that
do you
one.
know, Bill?
That's
There's a
the
bunch of
bottom one.
glitches, dog.
That's the
Hey,
one you
right
bought.
where we at? Right where we to the left.
108, 112.
Dude, come on, bro. Right on top of the building where we just left the helicopter too.
Got one dead over here.
Hey,
Mac, get out of there.
nice, Mac.
Good shit.
I just got
Keep
sniped from
running
where we were. Trying to get back in the cubby. I got a selfie.
Oh shit.
I can take a fucking dump, dude.
Really?
So I didn't even get the finish on that guy. That was just stupid. Alright, come on, let's go. Let's buy Bill back real quick so I get the loadout. I'm right here, by the buy station.
Kit's in the.
Yep.
There's like a kid in that little cubby thing. I killed two
Just
dudes
make
in
sure,
there.
just don't leave, because you know I'm gonna hit the loadout.
Big Dub's coming up. Coming to you live.
No, the problem is, you ain't hitting it right, Bill.
JT, you're retarded.
Yep.
What is Vanguard Royale?
You need
Can I get
plates,
some
ammo.
plates? Yeah, can I get some?
Vanguard
Yeah, I'll
guns.
take that money you got there, Mac.
Yeah, there's a ton of plates in here as well. Fuck, close.
Oh, yep. Oh, hey, yo, up here, up on top here.
Stay down low, Mac, and come around. Let's go.
Yeah, holding the team up here.
Don't hit that rope. Let's go. Move with me, Mac. Stay up against the wall.
Jesus Christ, man. There's so many teams. Redeploying Mac Attack brought you back. Supply drop?
I don't know where that's at.
Right here. Right where that team just killed me at.
Not interested.
Oh, I'm interested.
Give them something to look. Oh, there's a team to the west? Fuck.
Dude's pushing the buy.
No, they're pushing us. Trying to get us
that's a
shit at
different
them to
team.
give.
Dog, they have the gold tracer pack.
Another one? Oh, the old school one.
It says shower your enemies in gold tracer fire.
Yo, Bill, what you shooting at?
Yeah, that's the old one, right?
Golden showers.
You're the ox?
Yeah, Golden Shores.
There's like
It's with the 894 and all that.
Fuck. We're
I don't
in
know.
a bad
Push
spot
back
here,
this way
Mason.
or what?
We have to.
Man, what is that? It looks like the FAMAS. What the hell is it? The 3 round?
We almost have to go up.
yeah. I'm wondering
About
if
a
I
load out
got.
above us. Fuck.
Did they?
Yeah.
I wonder if they've got money in that cubby hole.
Let's go back all the way back. Oh, fuck.
Broke.
Chinese.
Down.
No, someone's calling me.
He didn't have shit for money, huh?
It's the streets.
I think he just bought somebody.
They calling.
Dude, right here in front of us.
God damn it! Get off!
Hold on, they're pushing right here. They're pushing up on the red banner side.
I see him. They're moving right in front of me too, to the northeast. Right there, on that last marker, is 2 people going across.
I think that's the way.
I'm following them, and I'm going to shoot them in the back and kill them and take their money.
Yep, it sounds like a good plan.
Damn it. Damn. Hey, anytime I shoot them and they light up like that, man, you feel free to shoot your gun.
Yeah, you gotta give me better comms than, hey, I'm about to shoot. Just tell me when you're about to shoot them.
Yeah.
Like,
It's all about
completely around the
communication in
rock,
this
no
game,
visual.
dog. Yeah.
60 rounds down range, though.
Got one down. Got one behind me. Oh my god, he's terrible. Live ping is terrible.
That was a good thermite.
And he's got a friend. Fuck.
That was a good ass thermite.
Hold that on the team. There was only 2 in that team that we were pushing, and I had him 1 shot, and the other guy was hurting.
The challenges don't even work. They don't record. But still. What is this, hold music? You on hold at the spa where you get jerked off?
Whoa!
I've never been one of those places, but I would try one out if it was nice.
I heard LA is like famous for that, man.
One of them, well, I don't know if it's one of them, but a Chinese massage place, whatever, moved in right near my shop at work. So I might fucking be getting fucking handies like every day before I go home.
Track clip that into his wife.
Probably expensive. Probably too expensive.
Clip it.
My wife sees the tweets I do sometimes, and she literally just texts me and she's like, "You're making me cry."
Bill, did you win that gulag?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yep.
Well, I'm finna back out. Cause my screen froze.
It's alright, I'm dead.
Whole screen
Like,
froze.
back, you never know.
Jesus. JT, you can take my spot. I'm finna hop out for the night.
I'm in the solo. Y'all go ahead.
Shit, I'm finna hop out for the night. Alright, y'all stay easy.
Hey, buddy.
Alright,
Later, buddy.
Yeah, take it easy.
Tell Fly to kill herself.
Damn.
I will, dude. He'll feel
Matter
bad
of fact, I
after
told
that.
myself, hold on, let me unmute him.
I mean, it's the least you can do.
Alright, I'm muted, Fly.
You're gonna
Hey,
miss
Fly.
me. You're gonna miss me after I kill myself.
Hey, I'm definitely not gonna miss that mustache. I miss you, just not that mustache.
Yeah, you're gonna miss. I don't know. I was gonna say something super gay.
Yeah, gay. Yeah, exactly. Alright, I'm out of here.
Later, dude.
With that, later, dude.
Later, bro. Have a good night, man.
Not me too much, man.
The soft
What time
tickle
is it?
coming on your inner thigh.
No, damn, it's early.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Get it out of there.
Very gay.
I'll be right back, boys. Took a week.
Imagine like the metaverse has like fully, like it's like all more immersive. So you could like, I could burp into my like VR helmet, and then other people around me would smell it.
Stop.
What do you think? Like if we're on that level, like what do you think? Like do you think it's?
I would fart on the mic.
Yeah, you could just like fart and like
Just straight little and rip.
Let's
war
go
game,
crazy,
hey,
dude. Get
hey,
like
guys,
20
guys,
dudes
guys,
together,
close.
like hook up beer bongs to their ass, connect them all together with a bunch of like double Ys. I'm like,
I don't know what you guys did to Fly since I've been gone.
Tom Brady, since joining the Buccaneers in the red zone, 60 touchdowns, no interceptions.
He hasn't thrown an interception?
In the red zone.
Oh, in the red
Yeah.
zone. Right.
Pretty sick.
Wow.
That's
I
sick
hope he
as
doesn't.
fuck.
Now with them fucking weapons.
Tell you the way that they protect him, man, it's crazy. It's like nothing I've ever seen. There's not a defense in the offensive line in the
Yeah, I
league
feel like he's gotten better.
that protects their quarterback better than that team.
No. I think Ryan Jensen's a dog. I think Tristan Raff is a fucking dog. It's just like, dude, their bond on that team is insane. And the matter of fact, Brady's he's still he's a dog. It looks like he has like 5 years left in him or more. It's so annoying.
It's crazy. Well, just the
Like, now
stats
he
about how he
scrambles
has,
more.
he has
The older he
stuff in
gets,
his
now he
40s
wants to-
than he has in any other decade of his career, which is crazy.
Yeah, now he wants to like scramble more and like, just he wants to, I don't know, dude. He's juicing, dog.
I think
He's juicing, man.
he might
Can't convince
be
me.
sending certain parts of his body through time. Maybe he has access to like a time machine.
There's something going on. I feel like Bill knows about it in his conspiracy theories or whatever he looks
Yeah,
at.
there might be
Something's
something
going
out
on with
there
this
on
guy,
this.
man.
Have you guys seen
Something's
that
going
man in
on.
the arena? I wanted to watch that because it looks good. He's like on there narrating everything. You know,
Nah, actually.
you haven't heard of
What are we talking about
Tom
that I know
Brady
about?
documentary thing?
Tom
Oh,
Brady.
no, I want to see it.
Yeah, it looks good. Hey, there's like 5 episodes out. I might download them. Like, on my
You think
VPN.
Tom Brady's like penis glows like before he has sex?
Well, what's interesting is Giselle's worth more money than him, which blew my fucking
Well, yeah.
mind.
Do you think that like when they have sex, like it sparkles in the between their
I don't know, man. Why are you thinking about other dudes having sex, man? Just worry about your own shit, dude.
It's not it's not dudes. It's his hot ass wife and
And here,
man.
dude, with a cock that isn't
not
yours,
just any,
also known
not
as
just
gay.
any dude. It's not gay. It's Tom Brady.
That's true. It's not gay if it's Tom Brady, dude. Imagine like that just starts like getting out there.
It's totally not gay. Why it's not gay, man? Because it's Tom Brady. Yeah,
Tom Brady,
that's
dude.
right.
It's the goat.
A good thing going right now too, so they're going to make sure he's fully ready before he comes back, and Wiseman has yet to scrimmage yet.
So, on the screen, you can't see this right now, but we have...
What's going on over at CNN, fellas?
Oh, CNN.
What the fuck is this? I didn't get nothing with it.
Y'all waiting on me? Hopefully not.
Are you waiting on me?
Yes, we are waiting on you.
Oh, okay. I'm good.
Or JT. I think JT's not playing. That was up.
Now I'm running solo so I can get used to this shit, dog. Figure out some stuff real quick.
What are you gonna figure out, dude? Sexual preference related? Oh, I want to go on this island on my own to figure out some stuff about myself.
So how do you feel about
You
this
guys go
map,
ahead
Fly?
and play. What?
How do you feel about the new map? You like it? You
I like
sold on
the map.
this?
There's a lot. Obviously, there's so many glitches. It's hard to separate that from the actual map. But I feel like the design.
All right, what do you-
pretty good. I know, like
you
people
think-
hate it.
Do you think Verdansk
I think
is
it's
better?
whack.
I mean, I don't really know yet. I'm enjoying the map. For me, when there's a battle royale, it takes it takes weeks, maybe even months to fucking get it down. That's my favorite part about playing a battle royale is when I'm learning the map. And then after, kind of like you know everything, and then that period is fun too. But all the time you play the map so much that you get bored of it. And it's like I just don't know anything about this map, so I'm just kind of like going through stuff. Sometimes I see like familiar areas again.
I was just asking because a lot of the big streamers
Lot of
just
guys.
quit the game.
They don't like it. Well, it's so glitchy. It's so hard to play. Like, you can't rely on it. Like, just to fuck up the most basic things again and again and again. It's
You
so
know the LMG on the ground when you shoot it, it's like going crazy. Like you can't control its recoil.
Oh yeah. The
Someone
blue
made a
one.
clip with an aimbot with the mod on with the recoil, and he couldn't even control it himself.
Oh my god. I got
It
videos
says
by
that if
dude.
you level that gun up and you put some special attachments on it, it has no recoil at all.
No recoil, bro. You show him the video, at least Fly? I have that gun leveled up too.
For the way fight, I mean, I watched a guy against us that had that thing leveled up, and he just toasted a dude from like 120 meters
bro.
away
You
with
don't,
three
you don't need
times.
joystick, bro. Like, you
And
don't
didn't
even
do
need it.
shit. And I was like, that is not the same gun.
Yeah, it's crazy, right?
I'll be right back.
Really?
It's nuts.
Alright, time to be gay. Let me turn this on. Turn on. Switch.
A good thing. So I'm gonna find someone.
All right.
Alright.
Who's our fourth?
Alright.
Who's our fourth, man? Are we just homeless?
Diego, you still not playing?
I thought you guys were full. I ain't gonna cap with you.
Okay. So then what? Look, it disconnected me again.
I told my two gay friends I'll help them run this dungeon. That's all I was asking if you guys were doing.
Oh, we were, but we just lost.
Yeah. It's fine, man.
JT is in the game. So we're waiting on Fly, and maybe JT gets in.
Shit is so crazy.
After this one, I'm probably going to bed.
Oh, really?
JT, give me
I
some
got shit to
shoes,
do
dog.
tomorrow.
This is due tomorrow. I'm off tomorrow.
Give me some shoes, man. You seen all these nice shoes you be posting?
Those are one of ones. Custom joints.
I figured I've never seen those in my life. They look clean though.
That leather's non-creased leather. He made them out of so they don't crease when you walk in them.
I was laughed at.
I bet the motherfuckers are expensive.
He's selling them for $1,800.
Never mind, big fella. Keep them shoes.
100 on shoes.
I didn't drop shit. He gave them to me for free.
Oh, you got the hookup. Damn.
Oh, so you got it like that, huh?
That's crazy.
He gave another pair to one of our artists on stage right before he went on, so he was all crunk about
What's
that.
up? $20 right now.
Just
$20 right now, dog. Come on,
battle
what's up?
that right now.
I'm going to the sneaker show this weekend. Gonna try to trade in a couple pairs and get a pair.
I'm so horny. I got nobody. How was your guys' day today? You guys have a good day today?
I'm pissed.
It's alright.
It was alright. Could have been better.
Just plug it in.
So in other news, I finally have veins sticking out of my forearms. Legitly. It's great.
Okay. Now we're talking.
And there's no sound
It's like a huge one too. Like I was like, wow.
What's happening?
It's popping out there, looking real big.
Yeah, you want to see it? I posted the Discord, dude. I was
You
actually
looking
happy
real
with
big
it.
though?
Yeah.
Yeah, post pics if you're looking real big though.
Guzzling? No, you're not going to hear.
Y'all trying to play a game or what? Let's go, dog.
How do I know that?
I'm trying to log in.
Kinda.
You might have to just play while me fucking
How I would know that? You don't have to hold it.
open the.
Mac, are you ready?
So how do I know
Yeah,
that?
man, I'm ready whenever.
Don't do the cackle.
That's funny as fuck, Fly.
It's open. It's just gonna kick me out again. It's opening.
go,
It's
Fly.
opening. It's opening.
You see it, dude? Hey, Bill, go check out that one vein. Don't you have a lot of veins, dog?
Do you have a lot of what?
Don't you have a lot of veins on your forearm?
Veins? Oh.
Hilarious.
Yeah, don't you have
No.
massive fucking forearms?
I have massive forearms, but they're not veiny.
Dude, look at my first vein, dog.
Yeah, they're more chubby.
Oh, yeah, I got like
Really,
three
really
veins.
chubby forearms.
But yeah, I remember when I got my first vein, it was very cool. It's
Dude,
just,
dang, I've never had one
you
come
just-
out like that, man.
It's not, okay, so veins show more when your water retention is going down. It doesn't really have anything to do with how swole you are, because a lot of
that's
smaller guys,
so, huh?
yeah, so you're just, yeah, I see your vein, it's nice. Yeah,
I wouldn't really go that far, because, I drink a gallon of water a day.
well, it's just going somewhere else. It's being channeled somewhere else, and you've dropped it in that general area.
Yeah, because I know when you start losing fat in areas, it starts getting more muscular in those areas.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bunch of veins in my forearms, dude.
Yeah, that picture, I'm officially at
pretty small.
253, so I've lost now 71 pounds.
Nice job, man.
Wow.
I got 50 more to go.
Dude.
Post one of my veins up in this fucking shit.
That's funny as fuck. Who shared that?
Pick, dog.
Oh my god, I'm sending that to you, y'all.
Alright, boys. Bill, you off tomorrow?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Alright, well,
God, I got a busy fucking day tomorrow.
so you might not be on.
Oh, I'll be on, but
Oh, okay.
it'll be later, like 6 my time, 5 your time, maybe 6 your time.
Alright, after the gym I'll be on.
Alright.
All the sweat's been leaving Call of Duty, so I think it's our time to come reclaim it.
I mean, I got 12 wins. 13 actually, one today.
Nice, dog. 13
the first-
fucking wins
Lock.
in a week?
Yeah.
I see.
This is
man.
the first
Hey.
night that I've got 1 and didn't get 3.
Alright, man. I see you, dog. I expect the same energy I can carry, man.
I'm just here so I don't get fined, man, that's all.
Oh, yeah, I forgot we caught a dub. Yeah,
What'd you say?
For some reason, bro, remember when we caught that dub? That game went so fast, and we felt like we got no action.
Well, Some of these games are the same way. Like you don't get action until the third or fourth circle.
Yeah,
if you time it right.
action. Yeah, we got action like in the third circle, and then we killed them. Remember the guys in the truck and in the town? No, the truck, because the town was with the hackers, and we could have cut our second dub. Fucking hackers.
Hackers.
Fucking Fly. You know how Fly knew they're all loud, but you know, I know, man. It only happens when you have something running in the background, dog.
Yeah, what do you got running in the background, dog?
Yeah, Fly. You got that monitor or something at least?
What?
Put some walls on or what?
Yeah, you get some walls on, dog?
Why? No, it's apparently there's a ton of people. It's down for a ton of people. The servers are just
a ton of PC people, huh? You get this, Bill?
Battle.net server. No, people on console say they're in the queue to log in. So don't back out, guys.
Nah, man. Bill's in here, JT's in here. They look just fine.
Yeah, it must be nice. You guys do your thing. It's the second night in a row, like, you know what I mean? It's so
Are you can't get in? Is that correct?
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, they got a big anti-Jew thing, I think.
That's gonna eliminate you there, Fly. See if we can get there. You think we get there?
They got a strict no bitches policy, I heard. Who's this fucking purple dude?
Rando. McDando. Hashy McHasherson Brown. Hash 920 Brown. Alright.
Well, hopefully we can take him from Hashy to Classy with the dub here.
I like it. But it doesn't look like he's coming to us, so...
Hashy don't give a fuck.
Well, he should start. We are all alone. I got a team to my left and a chopper back into my left. I believe team to my left is going to go here as well. They dove in, I think, at the bridge. No, they're right there. To my left. You see him to your left, Yellow?
I don't see shit, bro. Oh,
we're gonna land on the roof together.
Yep, they're up here.
Stay by an edge in case you have to jump off if you don't find a gun before he gets here. He took the chopper.
Cracked him a couple times.
Fucked. I just need a little bit of shots. Just shoot him. He's broken.
I'm out of ammo.
Hell yeah. Oh, okay. He jumped out, or he crashed his shit. Another
Heading
chopper inbound.
as fast as I can.
Don't engage it. Don't engage it.
He fucking started shooting. What are you talking about? He came in. He's got a guy on the minigun.
I'm talking about the chopper guy. He got the pickup up, you dumb fuck.
Fucking chopper over here.
Oh,
God,
damn it.
Yeah.
Downed one up there. I can't, like, I'm down low. I'm trying to find a way up. I don't see one.
It's okay. There he goes. There goes another one.
Stay alive, Mac.
Yeah, you got some serious bread there, Mac. You can buy the teammate back. Got that motherfucker, man. He didn't know you picked me up, and I fucking came behind that dumb bitch and fucking beat his dumb ass down. I hear him on me over here, Mac. Maybe even right underneath me. Yo, he's up here. Got him. Oh,
sweet. I got
sucks, too.
JT money.
Yeah,
Good shit.
looks shit.
Because you can hear the people running around up top too easy.
You can do that. They did that in the last one too. It was ridiculous.
Yep.
It's fucking
I
stupid.
just hate how
I just got a shitload of money.
I got JT now. Man, dude, it's so hard to fucking tell what's what.
Yeah. You gotta stay on top of your, you know what I mean? You gotta stay on top of it all times.
I'm going down low, try to loot.
Yeah, JT, there's a ton of stuff
Still
down low,
a
man.
ton of stuff up top, too. Nobody hit any of this shit. It's crazy. I just found 20K in a fucking box up top.
Yeah, the orange ones are fucking
Oh my
crazy,
God.
dude.
That's it, 20K. You're broke, bitch. You got $200. Step your game up.
Thug life.
Vehicle kind of out and about to like the southwest.
Why y'all up in my Kool-Aid, dawg? You don't even know the flavor. Everybody knows when you make Kool-Aid, you put 2 cups of sugar in there.
How about tea? How many cups of sugar do you put in a gallon of tea?
You gotta put a lot. 3 maybe in that shit.
See, I only put 1.
That's why your tea tastes like shit, dog.
It's definitely not sweet, but yeah, it need to be sweet.
Everybody know a gallon of sweet tea, dog. Man. Let's get this motherfucker. Let's get this asshole. There he goes. He's burning out to this building.
Hold on a second. If we fall back for just a second, we can buy this loadout.
Oh, man.
Oh, there's a free ones right here.
You gonna let this little nigga live?
Well, we'll know where he's at all times, right?
For 50 seconds. He's on the run, too.
Go get him.
Y'all still on the roof?
He's in this building right here. I just saw him. Shooting out the window. Oh, shit. Oh, no way. There's 2 in there.
I don't know how to get down to that fucking satchel. Kill yourself, JT. I'll buy you right back.
Man. Fuck that. Trying to get that full, dog.
Can we go get him still?
Not with that attitude, dog.
Probably pushing toward the loading.
Money here on the buy for your selfie. Everybody else should get selfies too.
I'm going fucking rocket launcher, baby. Fuck
I'm gonna
this
snag
guy.
this bounty.
Here, take this too, JT, and get your 5-pack of plates.
Oh, vehicle.
It's our bounty.
Woo! You know what I'm saying? And That's why you go rocket launcher, baby. Triple kill. Oh man, dog. That was gangster.
That's pretty solid.
I'm not
Yeah,
sure
that was
how I
real
got
solid, bro. You
kill,
kidding me? Those
but I
fucking
did.
bitches. They wasn't expecting that. They thinking, who the fuck carries a rocket launcher? That's what they're thinking.
Mac, where was that satchel at that you said?
I think it's like in here, right here, bro.
There it is. Yep.
What's up with this water? You drown up in there or what?
Yeah, I think so. He's here on us.
He's sniping above us, a cluster.
What just happened to Perp?
He's up above us.
I think he's up above us. I'm gonna try to cluster it.
Dude, it's fucking like Tuesday night. How are their servers too fucking overloaded?
To my right! To my right! Fuck.
There's multiples. Plating up.
Bill,
I'm
can you
not.
fall off the side? I don't know how the fuck to get up there.
Come on, all you gotta do is shoot that fool once. He's broken. Oh, there we go. I'm fucking hurt bad. You gotta get to me quick. Boy, JT goes from dying twice to fucking 5 kills. Ooh, what else did he have? He had something over here. Cluster strike. Hey, some extra plates over here, boys, if y'all need them. 5 extra. Was that y'all?
I bought him back.
Okay.
Oh shit, maybe I took his gun. I don't know.
I don't know why I came back down. I need to go get another selfie.
Ooh, good call. Those selfies just literally saved us.
Yep. 100%.
Without those selfies, we don't come out of that fucking fight right there.
Couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I finally figured out how to get on the roof. There's a zip line.
Hey, there's another satchel over here, boys.
I got one already. You should mark it for him, though.
Wait. Never mind. Not there. What's going on? What's crack-a-lacking?
That's a precision airstrike.
Yeah, I'm gonna float to the recon.
Sometimes just a random airstrike that you just happen to hear.
Now we got a decent push here, so
Yeah, second
bang
storm.
this out real quick.
Yeah.
God, that lag is fucking so bad, dude.
Yeah, only when we're doing this recon. Now it's gone. And it's only for you if you're not on the recon. If you're on the recon, it's not lagging. Damn, we're not gonna get to that ghost, huh? Should we go for that?
I went ghost from the jump, so I'm already ghost.
Yeah, I'm already ghost, and I stole somebody's gun, so
I better go for it then.
yeah, might as well. We can buy another one if we need, but
No. You got this one right here. Damn. This was 2 here.
yeah, the other one was a team I think that y'all wiped on the roof,
Gotcha.
I believe.
You getting all them boxes there?
Just moving through, yeah. Fuck it.
I'm gonna buy.
Damn, here's a gas mask on the 2nd floor. I don't know if it's going to be worth it, though, for you to go back to get it. Yo, that bounty's up top to our left. Mac.
Yeah, I'm trying to push up the hill. He's got to rotate kind of above us here. So I'm going to try to stay low and see if I can pick him off whenever we're rotating in. Oh, fuck. Somebody below me.
No. That's the fucking precision, man.
Damn, dude, it sounds
Unless you're getting shot.
Yeah, but you don't know. It sounds just like a
No,
fucking
but remember that sound, though. That's what I'm just saying. That's what I'm trying to drill it into your head. That's not. That has a unique sound. So do the machine guns on the chopper. So does a gunshot. They're all different. You don't have to engage. I know they're shooting at us, but you don't have to shoot
You're
them.
shooting at me, dog. I'm putting shots back on them. Fuck that.
Yeah,
I'm about to put the strike up there on them. Put a cluster up there.
He's all alone. Chopper inbound.
Yeah, bitch.
Cracked him.
That chopper ran as soon as I did that shit. Fucking bitches. Where's that at?
Down.
Bro.
God damn it.
Fuck, where's that at?
It's right up here. He was lit up the whole time as our bounty that we down.
He's going up the hill, right there.
He's down.
There's another guy going up that hill. I just saw him running. Check these rocks. He's broke. He's broke.
3. 2 broken. One more up. One more up. He's broken. He's a one shot. He's the only guy up. The other 2 are down. Jesus Christ.
I'm putting it on him. Come on.
Ain't nothing to put on. There's one guy. He's one fucking shot.
Bill, do you still
there's
Dooley?
3 up there, dog.
There was 3, and 2 of them were down, and one of them was up.
Bill,
Because I put 2 of them down. Yeah, I'm
Bill,
gonna
I'm the one
down.
that cracked one. Yeah, I know.
One that cracked one. I cracked him, and I dropped 2. I had nobody helping me out there, dog.
I'm the one that's throwing rockets all over that shit, and I broke one
Yeah, I
up
believe
there.
that. I believe that. No way. No way! No way.
Got one.
JT's the only one with money.
God damn it. All right, I'm headed to go get Bill, boys.
Yeah, I'm with you.
People there.
Yep, they're on the buy. Mark it again, Bill? I don't see it on my map.
Definitely in that building. He was. I don't know if he is, but he was.
I can buy another loadout.
That'd be awesome.
I just got smashed. Sniper looking at the buy.
Oh shit, I shouldn't. Well, I just dropped the loadout in the wrong exact spot. God damn it. So there's that.
Bill, I can drop a OTS.
Oh, yeah. Fucking stupid. They're here.
Oh my god.
This fucking live ping is one shot.
Hurting real bad, right in front of me. He's a live marker.
Oh man.
Get out of the
way you
storm and
saved
pick him
me.
up.
That's crazy.
Wasting your mask.
I can get you back, Bill.
Go by Bill.
Hold on, let me play it up before I do it. God, dog, I fucking hate this new shit, dog. I couldn't tell what was lit up. I couldn't get him. Give me your money. Fucking bullshit.
You don't have enough.
Here.
Probably do after this guy. God, that's so fucking gay, dude. That they would change that. I got a fresh gas mask. I'm going up in there, dog.
No. Not worth it. Not worth it. Not worth it.
Why?
Not worth it. Grab the $1,000. Not worth it. Never mind. That's not worth it either. What are you doing?
I got enough to get you back. Come on.
There's another buy up there. What are you doing, Mac?
Give him $1,000.
I can't stand
dude.
that new highlight shit, dog. That shit is so fucking gay.
That's a shittier mask than
Absolutely
what you
terrible.
have. He dropped it.
And then it highlights that other guy was on top, so I had to go down. Oh my God, he's right here. He's literally right here. There's a whole squad there. They waited.
You don't have time for that. You don't have time to play it up.
They fucked this
Let's
game
go.
up, dude. There's all four.
You're gonna have to challenge him.
Too.
You're gonna have to challenge him.
They're all waiting on you too.
No way out. Be smart.
They're right up that hill.
Maybe they can engage. They're gonna shoot you right here. I would say there's no cover. I mean, literally, there's two buildings in the circle, and they're way the fuck. I'd say just
You're gonna have to try to sneak around, grab our
There
shit.
it goes. There it is. You playing again?
I'll play with
Yeah, I
one.
will.
God, that shit is so frustrating. They should have never changed that, dude. You know how hard it is to read a name? You can't even read the shit. Fuck. That'll be the update. That'll be the first update they finally do, hopefully.
They did an update for the first 4 days and didn't include it.
Yeah. I don't like the fact that, I mean, it's, the colors are already tough for me, so fucking, the fact that it's just barely highlighted sucks.
Alright, server's still down. Who's in here? Playing? Anybody in here?
Yeah, we are.
Shit's still fucked up, dog.
It is still full. We're currently experiencing a DDoS attack, which may result in high latency and disconnections for some players.
How are we able to get in, but you're not?
And it's probably just like because we're all connected to different like batches of servers depending on where we are geographically.
So why don't you use a VPN?
Thinking about it, VPN adds a lot of lag apparently. Like it's hard to game FPS on VPN. Because it's got to bounce to their server, then it's got to bounce back to you, and then it's got to bounce.
Yeah, but like you can get a better router too. You can get that kick-ass router Jacob that I was talking about.
You could have like everything perfect, like 100% highest end technology. You'd still be doubling the lag, right? At minimum. I think you're quadrupling it actually.
Bill, you alright?
I am now.
Everything good?
I was getting lit up in the sky by a team.
Porn used to be so tough to find we had to settle for the lingerie section of the Sears catalog. Nowadays, kids can use their phones wherever they are and simply log on to Sears.com.
I get it.
I have jerked off to the Sears lingerie section, so I will identify with that shit.
JT armor box.
Shit, I already got two, but alright. I was already rolling deep on armor. Our teammate's already fucking dead.
Yeah, apparently they like got mixed up in something over there.
What a queer.
We got money for him.
Did you drop that plate box, or you're just not picking up that plate box?
He dropped it.
No, I dropped it.
Damn, man. That's tough, bud. Knowing that I got ripped open in the sky.
Tough
And
love,
I'm getting
dog.
the fucking...
It's tough love, dog. You know
I'm getting the fucking
Sometimes
recon
you
for the
need to
team.
learn hard way, dude.
Jesus Christ, man.
Oh, man.
That's tough,
love
bud.
for the pussies out there, dog.
No love
Pussy
for the
Okay.
rest of your team. No, I'm just not going to risk it.
Ooh. He just keeps dying, huh?
He keeps falling and he doesn't have auto deploy off. Or on, I mean. It's right here on me.
What's the supply drop? You scared?
I want to get the loadout. Unless it's close, I don't give a fuck about it.
You scared?
It's 400 meters away.
If you're scared, go to church, little nigga.
Dude, I'm marching 4 plates. He only picked up one and put it on. What the fuck's going on?
Yeah, he's fucking a fucking goddamn idiot. Give me your money. Come on.
Oh, we don't need his. Yeah, yeah.
Gotta wait 2 minutes though, dude.
You can go do whatever you want to do, man. Did y'all loot all this area, everything real good? I mean, we got 2 minutes.
Yeah, bitch.
There's a bunch of plates down here by this spot.
Yeah, he's a dumb fuck. I'm full.
There's another buy right there. Right where that
That's
car's
going
at.
down at the supply box. They're fighting.
Hey, that's on our way in too. Or we can come up over here and grab this bounty and that chopper. That's what I'm gonna do. Move straight up towards that buy. I got a little purple with me. No, the master shitters.
He's right here on me. Oh, he's got a whole team on me. Fuck. They're coming from the south buy station.
Alright.
Bounty's pushing me.
I'm headed upstairs. I have no windows. Try to stay safe for a second. No help is coming.
Bounty's down.
Thank you, Mason. Fuck. Precision airstrike.
Strike coming.
Can you
God
drop
damn
down?
it.
I am trying.
Ah!
They're on 50 inside?
Yes. Y'all get him. Y'all got the bounty, huh? Yeah.
That ain't the bounty that's fucking shooting us.
One upstairs, camping their bodies.
God damn it.
Good shit, Bill.
Fuck that!
No way.
Good shit, Bill.
Oh, that's cool. Pretty sure he's probably shooting at you.
No. Shooting at somebody on the Mosty.
Turn around! Oh my god! How does that nigga let you kill him with a fucking iron gun? He had a better SMG, did he not? Fucking lag is terrible, dude.
Oh.
I'm done. Pull me out. Pull me out.
Alright, boys. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. Good GG's and such.
Fellers. Okay, fellers.
Have a good night, guys.
GG, fellers.
What kind of edits my loadouts I got?
Oh, later, huh?
Oh, you're still here?
Yeah, thoughts.
Muted. Make it easy. Fucking sucks, man. Still not letting me log on.
That's so wild. Oh, I got mastery. What is that? You get mastery when you unlock all camos for this weapon. Oh, okay, that's cool. Unlock gold camos for 5 weapons in this class in multiplayer. Well, that'll never happen, so I won't ever get that. That's cool.
It's true.
Yeah, the new guns suck. They took all the good shit out and fucking fucked it all up, dude. These are some fucking idiots, dog.
It's true.
It's almost like, do y'all even play the game? You know what I'm saying? Or do you just, you know,
Yeah, it's
make
always
up
been
shit
like
as you
that. They
go?
always do the craziest shit.
They said they had reasons for why they did what they did.
What are they?
The whole loadout thing was so... Yeah, not for the highlighting when you were making a purchase. Like, it was just fucking a bad design and they need to fix it. Or improve the level of highlight. The lag when you get a recon if you're not on the recon. Shit just needs to be tweaked. But, like, the loadout until the second circle, they did it on purpose. Forced everybody on an even playing field. You get the guns that you get, more better risk. Keeps people from grabbing 10k real quick, getting a loadout, and then just mashing through people who can't find money. You could say just improve the amount of money on the ground and let us buy the loadouts and play. And they did improve the amount of money on the ground, they just won't let us buy the loadouts and play. And it seems like every time you reach the third circle, most of the money on the ground's gone. It's much harder to find money. I will say this, though, there haven't been any retarded circles where the final circle was out of bounds. Like there was on the first Warzone, if you guys can remember that.
Yet.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. That's fair. That's a fair correction, Fly. Yet.
Crazy.
But, I mean, they're trying to...
flammable?
Yeah, you can start a fire with them.
Yeah, just watching this dude do it on grill.
Yeah.
What are?
They're
Doritos.
also delicious.
Twinkies?
Doritos.
Oh, Doritos.
Yeah, if you're at a campfire and nobody has anything that can start a fire, if you have Doritos, you can crush them up and use them, and then light them on fire. I don't know. I don't know.
They're just
something
harder.
in.
Maybe they're like
Well, no,
Lay's,
something
maybe
in.
it's too thin, you know? It doesn't catch good.
Or some kind of ingredient in the chip itself that you're ingesting on the regular. I don't know specifically. They talk about it. They talk about it somewhere. I forget. I've seen something where somebody was talking about it. But like, you can take a lighter that has no fuel whatsoever, and you can. You better listen to this too, bud. You might need this one day.
What?
You can take a lighter that has no fuel at all, and you can take a knife and you can shave the plastic on the sides into a giant pile of plastics shavings, and then if you run your finger over the lighter like the striker, like this, but without striking a flame, if you do that and tip it upside down, every time you run it over there, a little bit of flint is going to come out. And so you do that about 100 times, a little bit of flint will sit on top of the plastic, and then you hit the striker one time real good, it'll start the fire even without any fuel. There you go. Now you can start a fire 2 ways. Later, dude.
Yeah, I'll just have a lighter with fuel.
Sometimes.
But if you don't,
I'll just carry this flint striker I keep in my bag.
but if you don't, and you lit 22 fires, and you're officially out of flame, you'll think back
I'll
to
take
this
some
conversation.
sticks and fucking rub them together, dude.
No, you don't know how to do that. You need
With a piece of string, dude.
Yeah, you don't even know how to do that. Bro. Get out of my face.
Yeah, bitch.
I was gonna say you ain't taking 2 sticks, not without a string, puss.
Oh, but I keep one of those too, dude.
Yeah, I keep paracord on me.
Knife, dude. Or if it's my old Rambo knife with the compass and inside a fucking drive thing of matches and fucking.
Same. That's badass, dude. I have that same exact knife. Inside is a fucking on the compass. You unscrew it, and inside are fucking waterproof matches and like a fishing line that you could use to snare something, put it into a snare trap.
Yeah.
100%, dude. That's important.
Yeah, I got
important to have that. Important to have that, man. As cheese dog as they are, they're important.
Rambo.
Yeah, but be careful though, because it'll cut your hands right off. So you need to make sure you're wearing gloves if you try to do that.
Fucking cut people's heads off with it, dude.
Yeah, because you're going to grab it so strong, and you're going to put so much force to try to cut someone's heads off, it's going to end up cutting through your fingers and your hands.
I gotta go, dude. I gotta go to bed so I can get up early tomorrow.
Don't cut your hands in half. Later, dude. Start a couple of fires without fuel.
Later.
I got a busy day tomorrow.
You enough?
I'm about to. I think I'm just gonna sit here and smoke this bowl and chat with you unless you're getting off.
Nah, I'm gonna fuck around.
Which plan?
I don't know. It works. I logged on my PlayStation. Let me log.
So what does that mean?
It's the PC servers.
So what does that mean? Does that mean you're gonna play on the PS4?
Yeah, okay, but I would probably just like run camo.
Have you even updated it and stuff?
It's nobody else on. Yeah, everything. My shit stays up there.
Like you want to run a plunder or something, and just level some shit up?
No, I'd play regular if you wanted to run. But
we're gonna get too random, so you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Stu and I won duo v quads. We can do it. I'm down. I'm still in the party. I'm just breaking up.
No action at all tonight.
Alright. You know what? No, never mind. I shouldn't.
Yeah.
I shouldn't. I should go to bed. I got a busy day, plus I gotta take a shower. In fact, on that note, I should go right now. Alright, man.
Hell yeah.
Later, dude. Sorry to lead you on, but you'll have more fun getting camos and skins without me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Later, dude.
Lots of different games. Lots of different games to play. Some golf. Could play some golf. Maybe just level up some guns, man. Do nothing really. Watch some video or something. What kind of video we gonna watch?
So, somebody sent me... I mean, I just think it's going to eventually, if we kind of go down this road and it continues to catch fire, that it's going to be like, you know, Ready Player One or like, you know, Free Guy type style. All right, let's see. Pam, William, I'm glad you had someone to talk to. Glad it helped. Absolutely. And Pete, you know, he could probably go on a speaking circuit. Yeah, honestly, he could. And I think he's still in active duty in the military as well. So obviously, you know, he has you know, his day job that he, you know, is
Jason, we're going to bring you on now. Are you there?
Yeah, can you hear me okay, Pop?
Dude, first of all, in the Space Force
uniform. Yeah, I got approval to come on air, so thank you for having me. I'm honored.
Let's start first because you got the uniform on. Space Force. What the hell is Space Force? Like the first time I heard this, I was like, "Oh, that's a hilarious internet meme." Like, no, and then literally we have Space Force. Like, what is Space Force?
Yeah, Space Force is a new military branch dedicated to organizing, training, and equipping military forces in support of and presented to the new designated geographic combatant command called SPACE, or U.S. Spacecom. So think it does the same thing that like you would expect the Army to do for different combatant commands, but for space. And so we've legally defined everything above, I think it's like 100,000 kilometers or something. There's some threshold where that is formally now a combatant command.
Okay. So when I think of Space Force and this idea of we need to like patrol and protect the space, right, from a military standpoint, are we worried about other countries? Are we worried about aliens? Are we not worried about anything, but we just feel like, hey, maybe we should go stake our, like kind of like a dog when it goes outside, like, hey, this is my area. Like how do we think about this?
So right now, the main concern is other countries,
okay,
not aliens.
Okay. Disappointing, but okay. and is this more of like satellite, like almost I would think of it as like control, right? So like, hey, there's space around Earth, and if people are able to position satellites or other types of technology in certain areas, that could be a national security threat or something else. Is that like a general idea of what you focus on, or at least Space Force focuses on?
That's one part of it.
Okay.
So something that was cool about when we set up Space Force is we formally declared a new Delta whose role is to protect and defend on orbit from orbit, which sounds awesome.
Yeah,
but that's not the only thing that Space Force does. A lot of our weapon systems that we use on the ground terrestrially depend heavily on space-based capabilities. So like, I imagine when you were downrange, you probably used GPS a lot. You probably used satellite communications a lot. I know that if there's ever like a mortar attack, well, not a mortar attack, but like a rocket attack on people who are downrange, we've got assets in space who can see that, and they tip and cue and they warn the people at the forward operating bases to take cover, give them 8 more minutes than they would have had otherwise. So the majority of our space systems are dedicated to the support of terrestrial combat. But the issue is now we're getting into a situation, and you can read about it and listen to our higher ranking generals than me, where the China-Russia stands out there have learned that a good way to disrupt terrestrial combat is to point the gun at the satellite in space. And so that starts to beg the question, okay, well, now we have to figure out how to create satellite systems that are more defendable, that, and then if necessary, to punch back.
Okay. So last question I have around Space Force, and we'll get to things that you want to spend more time talking about. But just out of personal curiosity, if I think of Humvees on the battlefield, years and years ago, most of them had no weapon system on it. And then over time, we realized, like, hey, one, there are targets. They need to be able to defend themselves. And two, actually, they have some mobility to it. They have certain aspects that they can provide better weapon systems and kind of be an offensive tool as well. Maybe we should put some weapon systems on top of these Humvees. Are we going to see satellites with, like, missiles attached to it, or some sort of, like, anti-missile satellite technology? Like, is that where this ends up, even if it's 50 years away?
Well, so, I mean, I don't know what the future will be, but space presents a whole bunch of different challenges. The main problem with kinetic power projection in space is something called Kessler syndrome, where if you create a bunch of shrapnel or debris using like a missile, then you could cause way more damage permanently than you would ever want to. So we just had Russia shoot down a satellite, and immediately we had astronauts taking cover in the ISS because there's a whole bunch more debris orbiting the Earth now. So there's a lot of different ways that you can project power and defend or do offense in space. Kinetic is one of them, but I hope that would never be used in space.
Okay, hold on. You're going to have to run me back here for a second. Russia shot down a satellite and the astronauts, the ISS, had to take cover?
Yeah, it happened like a couple weeks ago.
You're saying that like that's like a thing that's going to happen regularly now. Like, should we be worried about that?
I mean, China's done it, right? The United States did it a while ago, but we made sure that the fragmentation would come back down to Earth, not would stay in orbit, right?
Got it.
So this brings up a whole bunch of new questions on what is responsible behavior in space. And so a good way to think about like a war that extends into space is that would be a war without winners. That is very similar to a nuclear war, right? So really the job of Space Force right now is to do whatever we can to deter the fight from ever going into orbit, because of how devastating that would be to civilization as a whole. And so to that end, there's a whole bunch of other ways that you can project power without causing Kessler syndrome, right? You can use jamming methods, you can use directed energy weapons, you can cause non-permanent damage, but still have a similar effect, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's incredible to think about where we are now and how sophisticated it could get, given it seems pretty primitive at the moment, but like that's some scary shit.
And one more thing, Pomp, before we move on, I just thought of another one. So what's cool about creating a combatant command for space is that now you have a combatant commander who can tell our friends at the Army or the Navy or the Air Force, hey, can you come help me out? So another way that you could like project power or disable a harmful enemy satellite is just to have your Army friends blow up the control for that, right? That's somewhere on the ground, right? Or have your Air Force friends drop a bomb on the control station. So these are the things that you have to think about. Even though maybe the pointy end of the spear might be in space, you can still cause the effect that you want terrestrially.
All right, now I got another stupid question. If you blow up the control center, let's say you drop a bomb from the Air Force, the satellite just float away, or like what happens to the satellite? It's like I don't know where to go. I don't have any controller. Like I just sit up there in orbit and spin around, or what goes on?
Yeah, probably. I would imagine that's what would happen.
Yeah. All right. Space is wild. I invested in a company, Varda, that is doing like space factories. And as I was learning more and more about this whole idea, I was like, wait a minute, you tell me you want to go do things up in space that's like cheaper, faster, lighter, whatever, and then bring it back? And they're like, yes. And I was like, that sounds insane. I'm in. So like, space warfare is even crazier. All right. Talk to me about Bitcoin and kind of your journey. I think a lot of people, I was saying before you came on, you were on LinkedIn. You're freaking killing people on LinkedIn. And then you came over to Twitter. I see you laughing. So I know that you were probably giggling to yourself while you were just firing off on people on LinkedIn. When did you first come across Bitcoin? What attracted you to it? Just kind of walk me through when you first discovered it.
I remember this is so typical of what you would expect someone like me to say. I remember being at a Star Wars trivia night in a bar talking to my friend, and my friend had bought Bitcoin and he was explaining it to me. It was like 2013, 2014. It was 300. I don't know when it was $300 at the time. And I thought it was cool because like as a kid, when I, was playing video games, I was a huge nerd. There would be in-game currencies. And I remember like trying to convince my parents, like they need to give me money so that I can go buy some in-game currency so that my character could be stronger, right? And so when I first heard about it, I was like, oh, that's pretty sweet. It's like an in-game currency, but for reality. But I didn't think that it would work because I thought, the government would stop it, like a lot of people still do today. And so, my story, I think, will be similar to a lot of other people's story, where we just have to live with the regret of thinking that way and discounting it. Over time, after learning and reading more, I eventually realized, okay, there's something to this and it's extremely resilient to attack. Maybe I should start to buy some.
Yeah. And so talk to me today about how you see Bitcoin. One of the things that I think you've done a fantastic job talking about is the network itself and how to think about it essentially defending the folks who hold Bitcoin, et cetera. And given the fact that, we could sit here and talk probably for hours about defending space or defending other types of attacks, you've got a very interesting perspective. So just maybe walk us through how you see the Bitcoin network as like a defense mechanism.
Yeah, so I guess this deserves some clarification up front. When you say something is a weapon system or something is a defense system, some people jump automatically to thinking you're describing a gun or something like that. But a lot of things are defense systems and or weapon systems that you wouldn't intuitively think about. So for example, the Romans created stone roads between ports, right? That was created by the Roman Legion. It was a defense system so that they could defend their ports easier terrestrially. Or for example, this is a good example. Why do you think we have GPS? If I ask you that.
Oh man. Why?
Right. Yeah. Why do we have GPS?
To understand where we are and where we're going.
Right. So to have precision navigation, right, and also to have precision timing, because every GPS satellite has an atomic clock in it.
Correct.
Okay. So why do you think we actually built GPS?
So everyone's on the same page in terms of time.
Right. So the reason why we built GPS
I feel like I'm in school getting a quiz. Damn, F-. Go ahead.
When Sputnik was first launched, it was sending out a radio signal, and we had Americans that were measuring that signal. And the scientists realized that you could do time distance of arrival off of the satellite, which is cool because then you could triangulate your position relative to the satellite. And so for 20-something years, 25 years, the scientists kept on arguing it would be really beneficial to humanity if we created a giant constellation of signal-emitting satellites that would allow anyone, anywhere in the world to be able to triangulate their position relative to those satellites. It would be awesome for navigation. And by the way to do it precisely is if we put super precise clocks into space, which would double benefit us because then everyone would have basically free access to precision timing as well. And so the scientists argued for decades that this would be valuable to humanity, but that's not why it was funded, because it seemed too expensive at the time. People didn't fully understand its value until we ran into an issue where we were in a Cold War with the USSR, and we had the capability to launch intercontinental ballistic missiles. And those intercontinental ballistic missiles knew where they were because they had inertial navigation systems in them that were accurate for something like 30 minutes. Ditto for if we scrambled bombers and we wanted to fly bombers and drop bombs. They would have inertial navigation systems inside of them that were accurate enough. But a problem came up where what if Russia shot first, or what if the USSR shot first, and they targeted our bombers and they targeted our ICBM silos? We would have to be able to mutually assure the destruction of Moscow if that happened, right? We would have to make it too expensive for them to make that decision. And so the way we do that is we have something called Trident missiles, or submarine launched ballistic missiles. We basically park nuclear missiles hidden under the water all around the world so that if anyone tried to shoot first, it would hurt them, right? We could guarantee that would hurt them, even if we lost our ICBMs, even if we lost our bombers. So it's called the nuclear triad. There's a problem, though, technical problem. The technical problem is that submarine has been underwater for 30 days, and the inertial navigation system on it is useless. So if we did get shot first, and then we decided to do a second strike to mutually assure the destruction of Moscow, and we launch that Trident missile and it breaks the surface, how is it going to know where it is? It has no idea where it is.
Correct.
That missile has no idea. And so what we realized is man, we need a giant constellation of satellites so that anything anywhere in the world at any time could know where it is, particularly a Trident submarine launched ballistic missile. And so that's eventually what caused us to fund GPS. And then once we funded GPS and once we built this massive weapon system, right, that was intended explicitly to mutually assure the destruction of USSR, did we realize, wow, there's a lot of other stuff that you could do with GPS. This is great for civilization, just like the scientists kept on saying. And then in Desert Storm, the value of precision timing and navigation was very clear. And since then, especially once we turned off selective availability and allowed everyone to have precision navigation and timing, it's clear. But people often forget that GPS is a weapons system. It exists to mutually assure the destruction of other countries, right? There's a lot of weapon systems like we have that do the same thing, right? Nuclear, hardened satellite communications, right? TCP/IP, the internet, right? The internet exists so that we can survive, we can have C2 that survives a nuclear level strike. SHA, right? As in SHA 256, right? As in designed by the NSA. These are systems that are explicitly intended for the defense of the United States. And so, if we keep pulling that thread, eventually we get to all of the critical enabling technologies that go into Bitcoin. We get TCP/IP, we get SHA, we get precision timing and synchronization of nodes through GPS. We get it written in C++, which was, something that an American designed at Bell Laboratories. Every single piece of Bitcoin that fundamentally matters is effectively a piece of technology that was designed to improve military scale defense, particularly against the destruction of nukes. And so if you continue to pull that thread a little bit further and a little bit further, you can start to conceptualize Bitcoin as way more than just money. Bitcoin is, and I know a lot of people on Twitter will be angry at me for saying this, Bitcoin is a weapon system, just like GPS is a weapon system. It is a weapon system designed explicitly for self-defense, and it is extremely effective, right? It is literally nuclear resistant. Like every piece of it was designed explicitly to be resistant to nuclear strikes. So that's pretty interesting, right? There's probably some national strategic opportunities with Bitcoin that we could take advantage of. And that's kind of what I want to explore.
Okay, so two things. One is recently Naval Ravikant had a tweet where he said that Bitcoin is the Second Amendment, which is very in line with what you're talking about here in terms of it is the defense mechanism. It is your right to bear arms, right? Not necessarily for offensive purposes, but also for defensive purposes. And so when you start to think about this, the network itself, when you unpack the players or the market participants, if you will, there's the miners and the node operators. How do you think about the relationship between those two as part of this defense system for your purchasing power or your economic value? And also, how do you think about kind of them in relationship to if there was some attack? It doesn't necessarily have to be a nation-state attack, could be a bad actor, could be a whole bunch of different things. But unpack a little bit more about this idea of like the network is the defense system. Really, there ends up being kind of two core players, right, in terms of the node operators and the miners. How do they fit into this in your kind of framework?
Yeah, so I think a useful way to think about it, so this is where the exploration of Bitcoin becomes so fascinating, because to really fully understand what it does and what value it brings, you have to think very big. And so if you think about civilization, itself, the role of governments, the role of militaries, the role of currency, Bitcoin has a little bit of everything, right? So you can abstract governments as effectively a trade mediation as a service. right? This is like, it gets back to like the champagne fairs in medieval Europe. You would need a military. You need a military to preserve trade routes, right? That's why you have Navy. Okay, the Navy will make sure that we don't, that our trade routes are uninterrupted. You need a rule of law, right, to preserve the rules of the contracts, to build the contracts, to preserve the rules of the contracts. And then you need a monetary entity as well. Bitcoin is all three. It is a military, it is a rule of law, and it is money. The miners, the mining network is its military. The nodes, right, and the software is the rule of law and the legislation and all the voting. And the least interesting part of it, in my opinion, is the money, the Satoshis, right? That's like the thing that comes last. What makes Bitcoin so special is that it has its own military that is literally as powerful as nation-state militaries.
And when you think of that, right? So you think of that exact idea, where it is built in. One of the things that I wrote maybe 2 years ago at this point, which I took a ton of flack for at the time, was this idea that the money, historically, on its rise to, let's say, global reserve currency status or high adoptability, ends up almost always being catapulted to that position via violent conflict in which one party ends up being successful over another, and then they establish their money, right? So you're one nation, I'm another nation, you have the global reserve currency, I show up, I conquer you, now my money is the global reserve currency. So there's a violent conflict that occurs. And what I wrote about was this idea that Bitcoin specifically would be the first currency, the first store of value to rise to global reserve status without ever dropping a bomb, shooting a bullet, needing soldiers, guns, etc. And the idea was, in the analog world, the person who has the best offense is the most powerful. So if you have the most firepower, if you're the most effective from an offensive standpoint, you are the most successful military in terms of going and conquering. But in the cyber, virtual, whatever, digital world, if you have the best defense, you're actually the most powerful, because all you have to do is basically continue to defend 24/7, 365 without fail, no matter what the attack is, and therefore people begin to slowly adopt and realize that this is the strongest thing. And so Bitcoin's computing network is the strongest computer network in the world, and therefore has the greatest defense. And if it has the greatest defense, it will continue to prove to be the strongest, the thing that people can put the most trust in, and over time it just continues to kind of outlast everything else. And so my thought process was like, the world changes when we go from like an analog-based world to a digital-based world, and now it's not about offense, it's about defense, which actually seems to be somewhat in line with what you're talking about here of the money and the quote-unquote army being one, right? They come together in a package.
Yeah, so I can give you my thoughts, and for the record, all of these thoughts are my thoughts. These do not represent the DoD's thoughts. Okay, so first of all, yeah, it is interesting, the correlation between the entity with the dominant military tends to have the world reserve currency, right? If you read that. It's also interesting that if you read history, history is effectively a time partitioned ledger written by those who projected the most kinetic power and won, right? History is written by the victors. History is written by those who won the power projection game, right? The competition. Okay, so that's interesting. The distinction between offense and defense is one that, especially in the Space Force, is not very useful. We can, and I can kind of like I'll illustrate that. If China were to put, or let's say China-Russia-stan were to put a nuclear-tipped hypersonic missile into a parking orbit around the moon, is that an offensive action or is that a defensive action?
You're going to be more of an expert than me. I don't know. What is it?
Right? So okay, let's ask another question. If the United States blows up that nuclear-tipped hypersonic warhead in orbit around the moon, is that an offensive action or is that a defensive action?
Hopefully you got the answers, man, because I don't.
Yeah, the answer is physics doesn't care, right? Like, the answer is physics is blind to the distinction between offense and defense. And so, especially in the year 2021, where much of everything we do is interconnected, is cyber, is space, the distinction between what is an offensive action and a defensive action is gradually less meaningful. At the end of the day, the first principles view of any military action is you're projecting power, right? You are transferring joules per second, right? And yes, you know, like, whether or not you interpret that as an offense and defensive action is essentially what side of the trade are you on. China, Russiastan, is going to have a very different opinion if we blow up their nuclear warhead in lunar orbit than America. Right?
Correct.
So in my, like, the way I look at it is I choose to look at things the way that physics looks at things, and physics is blind to the distinction between offense and defense. That being said, it is useful to consider, okay, there may be different types of ways that you can project power, right? If I punch you in the face, what am I doing? I am displacing the mass of your head over some distance, right? Which means I've created energy, right? I've created joules, right? And the transfer of joules over time is power. But that's not the only way to create joules. I could also put a charge across a resistor, right? And you've created electric energy, and the transfer of electric energy is still joules per second. There is fundamentally no distinction between kinetic power projection and electric power projection. It's just how that power is generated. That's the difference. And so that gets really, really interesting when you start talking about how Bitcoin works and why it's so similar to the primary value delivered function of militaries. It's because this, all civilization, all living creatures obey the social consensus protocol that those who project the most kinetic power in the most clever way earn the right to set the state and chain of custody of limited resources. No one gets the option to unsubscribe from this social consensus protocol, right? Those who project the most kinetic power set the state and chain of custody. Okay, that is true not only for animals, right? If I threw a juicy steak in between a pack of wolves, who gets the steak?
Whoever gets there first, whoever's the strongest.
Hope you like a little
right. So animals actually establish their own pecking order based off of their capability to project power. Mm-hmm. Right. Humans are no different. We're animals too. There's limited resources. It is an existential necessity for us to establish a pecking order to achieve consensus on the legitimate state and chain of custody of all property. We do it through kinetic power projection. The cool thing about kinetic power projection is it's a permissionless protocol. I don't need the permission of another country or another person if I can project enough power in the clever way, right? That's how you establish a permissionless control structure over all, as you would say, analog property. But what was really, really fascinating about Bitcoin specifically is that it takes this exact same power projection game, right? But instead of kinetically derived joules, it's electrically derived joules. And that is really, really interesting. It works effectively the same exact way as militaries do. What's the role of the military? The role of the military is to project so much kinetic power that it's too expensive not to cooperate with whoever owns that military, right? That's That's the main deal. The role of the military is to countervail the control authority of someone that has been oppressive, right? So the reason why the United States exists is because people in North America started feeling that the monarchy was being oppressive to them, so they exercised their permissionless control structure over property, and here we are. Now we identify as Americans. So like that's important to point out. It's not just because you see this all the time on Twitter. People are bashing that like USD, is proof of war. Literally everything is proof of war, Anthony. Like if you identify as a citizen in a country, that is because people projected a bunch of kinetic power to create that rule of law. Like the state of ownership of everything is as a result of either kinetic proof of work or contractual legal proof, which only exists because someone won a war to legitimize that.
Great work, Activision.
Okay, so how is Bitcoin different?
Terrific
Bitcoin
work tonight. Thank you.
Bitcoin takes the exact same game, right? That all animals have been playing for 4 billion years, but it transposes that game digitally. So instead of kinetic proof of work, you do electric proof of work. Those who project the most electric power and win the competition earn the right to set the state and chain of custody of the underlying piece of property, in this case, Satoshis. And if those entities, which we would call miners, ever become oppressive, right? If they ever just start mining empty blocks and not allowing people to transact over the ledger, then the beautiful thing about Bitcoin is that it restores the ability for all users to countervail the control authority of those oppressors through what? Projection of power. And in Bitcoin denominated terms, it always gets easier to project more power. It's never been cheaper to mine, right? It's cheaper to mine now with an S19 than it is to mine with, your USB miners from a while ago in Bitcoin denominated terms, which means it's always getting easier and easier for users to countervail the control authority of oppressors if they emerge. And so that's interesting, because then what effectively is the primary value delivery function of Bitcoin is not to create a piece of digital property. That part to me is boring. The part that is interesting to me is you have restored a permissionless control structure over a property using the exact same way, like the exact same mechanism as warfare. And you've done so after civilization has effectively stalemated itself with nuclear power. The problem with nuclear weapons is it's too expensive to use them, right? So civilization has lost their ability to have permissionless control structure over property, right? Does that make sense? Like
it makes complete sense.
Yeah, we risk nuclear annihilation.
Correct.
To use this power projection protocol now. So that's bad. By the way, it's not the first time it happens. It happens all the time in nature. So animals will actually grow random power projection mechanisms out of their foreheads so that they can continue to play the game and establish pecking order and to achieve consensus on the legitimate state and chain of custody of resources like territory, right? We call them antlers, right? We call them, look at bugs with their weird horns on the top, right? They evolved a way to continue the power projection game, but do so in a way that won't threaten the species, right? Like, we're not going to kill each other anymore. We're just going to awkwardly clash our antlers together, and then that's how we're going to decide who gets to own what. And so this sounds ridiculous, I know, but I keep telling people Bitcoin are human antlers. We have reestablished a way to achieve a permissionless control structure over property, which is needed to defend against oppression, but still maintain fairness, right? Still maintain the ability to achieve consensus on the legitimate state and chain of custody of a property. And so that's pretty cool. We should probably monetize that. Right? And like people are like, well, you know, there's no way Bitcoin would ever, you know, end war. It's like, no, I'm not saying it would end war, right? Like obviously kinetic power projection would still be necessary for all forms of physical property that people value, right? Like there's low probability that I'm going to stop valuing water, that I'm going to stop valuing, you know, land, that I'm going to stop valuing contracts, that I'm going to stop valuing oxygen. But no one says we have to monetize those things. What if the cool thing about money is it can take any shape it wants. It's a shape-shifting thing. And so if you transpose money into a digital commodity and reestablish a power projection permissionless control structure over it, then what you've effectively done, and I know this is wacko, but what you have effectively done is digitally transformed warfare itself from a kinetic power projection game into an electric power projection game. And so insofar as we fight each other to defend against money, we don't need to. And the last thing I'll say before opening it for comments is this. And this is why I drew that picture, because it was frustrating.
We have the picture here that we're going to show everyone.
Okay, so the thing, I wrote this in class. I was not paying attention to class. The thing that bothers me about like these ESG accusations against Bitcoin is like they fundamentally misunderstand what the point of Bitcoin is, right? They fundamentally misunderstand what the point of all that energy or all that power projection is. The point of projecting that much power is to make it too expensive to attack the ledger, right? Like to make it too expensive to be uncooperative with the people who use Bitcoin. This is exactly what the military does, right? The power of every single bomb, the power of every single bullet, the power of every single engine behind every single plane or ship or sub or truck or tank, the power of every heartbeat of every service member of every military in the world is measured in watts. And those watts are spent explicitly to protect and defend resources, up until Bitcoin to protect and defend monetary resources. And to say that Bitcoin is a waste of energy is effectively the same as saying your military is a waste of energy. It's a waste of energy to have a standing military to protect our rule of law or whatever we're trying to protect. Like, yeah, it's inefficient to sail a bunch of carrier battle groups through the ocean, right? You know what's more inefficient, Anthony, than sailing a bunch of carrier battle groups or testing about a bunch of nuclear missiles all the time? Being invaded, being conquered. That's pretty inefficient. And if you want to learn what happens to people who decide not to build a standing military, read history. History is literally just a story of all the countries that decided that it was too inefficient to have a standing military, right? And so it's like, Bitcoin's bad because it projects too much power. It's like saying, dollar for dollar, I wish my military projected less power. So you don't understand the point of Bitcoin. The point of Bitcoin is to defend the network, to defend every user that volunteers to make that underlying piece of property their form of money.
And so when we look at this image that you have drawn here, what's so fascinating to me is that you are taking a lot of these ideas, which I think are, one, very nuanced, but two, very deep intellectually, and you literally put it on one piece of paper, right? Which is very hard for a lot of people to do, is to take these complex ideas and explain them simply. But what I think is probably the most important part of this entire thing that you've drawn here is that there's a dotted line across the middle. And on top of that dotted line, you have an arrow pointing up, and you say that the assets, such as land and real estate, gold, oil, equities, etc., are all defended with military and rule of law. And then below the dotted line, you have a arrow down that says Bitcoin is protected and defended with electricity and code. And so is the argument here that ultimately the protection via electricity and code is not only superior from an effectiveness standpoint, but also it is superior from an efficiency standpoint as well? Is that a fair way to kind of think about this?
Yeah, so like, let's just do a thought experiment.
I would love to do a thought experiment with you. Go ahead.
How many bombs would it take to blow up the internet?
A lot.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe you thought about it. How many?
It would probably take a lot of bombs, right? Like, to stop Bitcoin, you would have to hunt down every miner forever, right? And maintain that. And so that's like really difficult to do. It is, and so like the efficiency of mining is awesome. But still, like, even efficiency. So this is the trap. This is a trap that people do with like ESG. They'll say Bitcoin uses too much energy. It could be more resourceful, or it could be more renewable energy, right? And then you respond with, okay, well, it's getting more renewable, and it's not that bad. It's like pretty efficient for the amount of defense. But the problem is the ESG argument is essentially an ethical argument.
Correct.
Right? It's not a rational argument. It's an ethical argument. And so that bothers me, because if you want to make an ethical argument that Bitcoin is a waste of energy, then you have to do an apples and apples comparison to the resources that are spent to defend legacy property. And the resources that are spent to defend legacy property is human bloodshed, right? Like, that's why the rule of law is the rule of law. That's why we can say we own this land, not another nation, right? The state and chain of custody of all legacy monetary property is written in blood, right? And so you just have to be careful. Like, yes, I agree that Bitcoin is a super efficient way to defend monetary property, but they're not really, people aren't really arguing about efficiency. They're making an ethical case. And so if you want to play the ethical game, then let's play that game, right? But that being said, yeah, it's like way efficient to use Bitcoin to defend your property, in this case, what you would choose to serve as money, as it would be to use an entire military. But also, it's better to pay an electric bill than it is to pay a blood bill, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I've got one more question, then my brother's probably got questions for you. My question is, when you think of this idea of kind of electrical protection, right? Whether it's offense, defense, whatever it is, that there's an electrical power that goes into this, and that is the network. How do you think about that being in the hands of individuals, whether they're in the United States or elsewhere, right? And kind of this idea of they can use that protection against the oppressive government or against any sort of overreaching monetary policy that steals purchasing power or anything like that, versus it being in the hands of corporations, financial institutions, or even nation states themselves, right? Like, to me, one of the most interesting aspects of Bitcoin is that it doesn't matter who you are, right? If you go all the way up to Michael Saylor and MicroStrategy holding Bitcoin, he is no different than you holding Bitcoin, me holding Bitcoin, or somebody in India, somewhere in an African country, or somebody on South American country, right? Just everyone is the same in terms of holding that Bitcoin. But when you start to talk about this as kind of a military wrapped into a monetary asset, I do think that people say, okay, well, what happens when the nation states actually start to buy Bitcoin? We've seen El Salvador now start to do this. So, like, do you have any thoughts there in terms of Bitcoin in different people's hands, if that changes your analysis, or are we overthinking it in some way?
I guess, first of all, it's in everyone's best interest to defend themselves. Okay. So, like, if you create a pristine self-defense architecture, you can bet that, like, every type of person or organization, regardless of what their interests are, would benefit from having a pristine self-defense network.
Correct.
What's super interesting about Bitcoin is it creates a kind of game theory stability point, a Schelling point, that I am calling in my thesis mutually assured preservation. It's to distinguish it from the Schelling point that we get with kinetic proof of work, which is mutually assured destruction. So the way we achieve stability right now through kinetic proof of work is to basically hold a knife to each other's throats and say, don't do anything bad, right? That's how we achieve stability. With Bitcoin, everything that a nation does to increase the hash rate is beneficial to everyone else, assuming they don't 51% attack the network. So you were actually, like, by, quote, projecting more electric power in Bitcoin, you are actually mutually assuring the preservation of the security of your opponent. And so this gets really interesting because, like, maybe instead of fighting, you just let them improve the hash rate, let them improve the security, so long as it doesn't 51% attack the network. Or, like, you know, if everyone's using the same currency, then the productivity of your opponent means real world gains for you too, right? And so that's the beautiful thing about Bitcoin is it creates frenemies, right? It doesn't matter who you are. If you use Bitcoin, you are benefiting each other mutually. And so, like, by the way, if you buy a bunch of Bitcoin first and front run everyone else, then their productivity benefits you disproportionately more. So, like, it'd probably be a good idea to buy it, to buy a lot of it, right? Like, you see, you know, you see these people talking about, like, you know, Bitcoin it represents a huge capital flight risk. Okay, how do you fix that? Buy it before they do and recapture the capital, right? Like, there are very few scenarios where buying Bitcoin doesn't solve the strategic threat, if that makes sense.
I think that this idea of moving from a zero sum to a positive sum world is very important, because ultimately what you are doing is you are simply saying that humans are going to continue to be humans. They're going to continue to look after their best self-interest. They're going to look for the ability to protect themselves. And in doing so, as they adopt the protection, that protection, then they are incentivized to increase its efficiency, its effectiveness, its strength, etc. And by increasing their ability to protect themselves, they are inherently protecting you as well. Is a concept that historically has not been afforded to folks. And so it takes a while to break down kind of the old mental framework and replace it with this new idea of, in a positive sum world, human incentives take over and everyone ends up adopting the asset that can protect themselves. And as they do that, they actually protect everybody else, which means that the need for conflict is drastically reduced, because ultimately, as protected as you are, so is your enemy. And therefore, if you have confidence in your own protection system, you therefore should have doubt in your offensive capabilities of violating their protection as well, right?
Yeah, so first of all, like, I wouldn't say that humans will continue to be humans. I would say that animals will continue to be animals.
True.
Right? Like, literally all living creatures, as an existential necessity, must fight over limited resources. the biggest bloodbath was 4 billion years ago between single cellular organisms, right? This is a social consensus protocol over resources that no one gets to unsubscribe to. Unless your heart doesn't bleed if it gets hit by a bullet, you tacitly comply to this social consensus protocol. And so that was the first point I made. But there's nothing that says it has to be a kinetic power projection protocol. It could be electric. Cool thing about electric is no one has to bleed, right? And another thing too, which is super fascinating, is with kinetic power projection, you basically destroy infrastructure, right? The end of the war is rubble, right? Infrastructure is destroyed as you scale kinetic power projection higher and higher and higher to the point where you get atomic level, like horrors. With electric power projection, the end game is more infrastructure, cheaper energy for everybody, right? So like the end of you achieve that using literally the same physics. It is the same physics. So why don't we play that game over monetary property? That sounds like a good idea.
Correct. Joe and John, what questions do you guys have?
Hey, Jason, thanks for doing this. My question would just be, I want to hear, like, I was thinking to myself, you were saying some wild stories earlier about not only the GPS and everything like that, but I'm curious about what is the craziest, like, thing about space that people have no idea about? I know you got
crazy.
something.
I mean, there's a lot. Like when you look up into the sky and see stars, you're looking down into the universe.
Oh. All right, that was pretty good. Explain.
Yeah. When you look at like a star, you're looking at the past, like very many years ago. When you it's pretty awesome. Space is pretty cool. But yeah, so like look down. When you look into the sky, you're mostly just looking down into the Milky Way, and pretty much all you can see is a couple of local stars. That's it.
That's crazy.
So yeah,
that was even better than I expected.
John, what questions you got?
Jason, what's up? Thank you for your service, first of all. You represent Space Force well.
How many people from Space Force have you talked to?
You're the first one. I think I want to sign up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Jason, you could take that clip and you can send it to your boss, and then you're like, look, I should do more of these, right?
Yeah.
We're out here recruiting.
Yeah. So my question is, most people don't think about Bitcoin in the manner that you thought about. They really just think about price. What are your thoughts around the price of Bitcoin?
It hasn't changed. It's been, as far as I know, 100 million Satoshis.
That's the best answer I've ever heard.
And what's cool about Satoshis is like what used to cost me 100,000 Satoshis to buy now costs me 20,000 Satoshis to buy. It's pretty sweet.
And when you think about that idea,
Taking Baker.
is the end game here that everything gets priced in Satoshis? Because ultimately all other forms of value don't have the protection of that kind of electrical power production, and therefore naturally more and more and more people who have monetary value want to protect it with the most superior form of protection, and therefore that economic value, they demonetize other assets and it flows into the most protection that they can find?
There's three functions of money, right? Three big ones: store of value, medium of exchange, unit of account.
Correct.
Right now, there's a whole bunch of drama over what's going to be the next medium of exchange.
Objective able.
I don't really care. That's not really important to me. Store of value is important to me, but the holy grail is unit of account. How do you measure value itself? How do you perceive value itself? If you measure and perceive value in Satoshis, then mathematically speaking, by definition, the value of everything is, the price of everything is decreasing relative to Satoshis. And so so if you want to essentially, you want to own the value token. If you own the token which denominates value itself, then you literally own everything, right? So like mathematically speaking. So for example, it's like super funny when people are like, well, look at the price of Ethereum, right? The Bitcoin denominated cost of Ethereum is increasing or decreasing, like take your pick. Okay, right? First of all, you made that conversion using dollars, right? So you took the dollar-denominated cost of Ethereum and you divided it by the dollar-denominated cost of Bitcoin. But the more important point is you just denominated the value of your Ethereum in Bitcoin. You have tacitly acknowledged that Bitcoin is a good unit of account to measure the quote value of your Bitcoin. And so, to measure the value of your Ethereum. So what happens when everybody starts thinking that way? When everyone says, you know, if they want to know what the real value of their thing is, they ask themselves, how many Bitcoin could I convert it to? Your whole perception of everything changes completely. And you enter this world where like you finally actually have a perfect signal on what value is because no one's messing with the purchasing power of your denominator. It's really powerful stuff. And so the single most important question to ask yourself is 100 years into the future, you know, as we progress into the future, what are people most likely going to use as their unit of account? Are they going to use the thing that is whose purchasing power is constantly changing, or are they going to use the thing that stays fixed, or are they going to use this thing that stays fixed and has the most powerful defense infrastructure around it? Right? I'll give you a spoiler. It's already Bitcoin. People are already comparing the value of their crypto insofar as the number of Bitcoin it converts to. They use dollars to make that conversion, but eventually that might not be true. And so if you want to front run everybody, buy Bitcoin.
So I have two questions to finish up. The first one is a little bit more fun, which is I saw somebody ask, what do they call members of the Space Force? The Army, their soldiers, etc. What are members of the Space Force called?
We're called Guardians.
Guardians, okay.
Yeah, there was a bunch of like different names. It could have been Sentinel, it could have been a couple other things, and we kind of voted on, they actually asked us to vote on what we want to be called. And so right now we're called Guardians.
I feel like that is very fitting for you. The second question that I have is your background. You have, I think, screensavers up. You've got a computing device in the corner. Explain a little bit as to what's going on here, because this also is very fitting for this conversation.
It's a computer. So so I used to be the director of operations for the Second Space Launch Squadron out at Vandenberg Space Force Base, which is the base that launches all of our satellites into polar orbits.
Okay.
And what's cool about being on like the ops floor of a launch control room is you have these huge screens. And the reason why is because you need to see as much data as possible without having to lower a tab, to like minimize a tab on your screen. And so after spending many hours in control rooms with the luxury of never having to ever minimize a tab, I was like, well, okay, why don't I apply that to my home command and control station? And so I just found a bunch of cheapo monitors and put them together, and now I can't remember the last time I've lowered a tab.
Amazing. My last comment is there are 3 times in the 5 or 6 years that I've been doing this now, where I've had a conversation with somebody, and when we end the conversation, I say to myself, I am going to immediately go buy more Bitcoin. The first time was when I talked to a gentleman named Murad Mahabdiv. He essentially laid out an argument for the legacy financial assets being demonetized, over time flowing that economic value into Bitcoin, and doing some simple back of the napkin math said, $10 million Bitcoin price in US dollar terms, not necessarily because you think you're a trader, but more so understanding kind of macro capital flows, monetization of assets, demonetization, trust in those assets, etc. So very similar to the conversation we're having.
Holy fuck.
Second one was when Michael Saylor and I spoke when he, for the first time, talked about putting Bitcoin on his balance sheet. And he explained to me the logic that he had, both from an understanding of Bitcoin, but also from an economic standpoint of protecting his balance sheet. And this idea of, in your words, kind of using that electrical power production to protect his balance sheet. And the third time's today, because I don't think I've ever heard somebody describe Bitcoin as having kind of this wrapped value of both the money with a stand-in army that is neither offensive or defensive, but has the ability to use that electrical power production. And when you think of it in terms of the electrical power production being the single greatest kind of protection that you can provide to a monetary asset, I think it becomes pretty clear that other assets over time, and again, what that time frame is up for debate, people will lose trust and frankly lose appetite, either from an ethical standpoint or kind of a rational standpoint, in wanting bloodshed to protect that monetary premium or those monetary assets. And so if I'm given the choice between send young men and women to war or use electrical power production to protect my assets, I think most people over time decide, well, that electrical thing sounds pretty damn good, right? Sounds like that's more humane. Sounds like it's more effective. It's more efficient. And I think more importantly, it shows a path to a positive sum world where when you begin to understand the importance of that and the impact of that, then ultimately, I think it falls back to this comment that I always make, which is the rise and adoption of Bitcoin, in my personal opinion, will do more good for the world than all philanthropy combined. And when you measure it in terms of economic impact, maybe that's true, maybe that's not. But when you measure it in terms of the avoidance of conflict or the protection of purchasing power and the ability to close wealth inequality gaps from a first principle standpoint, etc., it's just very, very compelling. So I appreciate taking the time to come and talk about this. I'm going to do my absolute best to wrangle you into coming back as many times as you will let me wrangle you into doing this, because I think people can learn a lot from you. But I'll ask John and Joe if you guys got any last comments before we let Jason go.
Jason, I got one additional question for you. What is a must-read book from you? What's your favorite book?
I used to tell people, I used to give people recommendations about Taleb, but I don't do that anymore.
That's the best answer you've got all day.
So, probably Sapiens.
A great one. Awesome, man. Where can we send people? I've dropped your Twitter account into the chat. Do you want us to send people to LinkedIn, anywhere else that we should send folks to find you on the internet?
Yeah, just my LinkedIn and my Twitter. I use both of those to essentially test ideas for the research I'm doing and to be fully transparent about everything that I'm doing. Some of my takes are garbage, and I appreciate the feedback that I get, particularly from Twitter, when those takes are garbage. But I can't express enough how thankful I am for just the fantastic arguments, the fantastic support that I get from everyone. I really appreciate it. And also, Pomp, that was really nice of what you said earlier, so thank you.
I meant every word of it. There's very few people, after having done this for so long, that I